Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. I am Tanish Fortson, your favorite virtual embroidery coach, and I am so excited about tonight's project. I have a really fun Halloween design planned for you guys, and it's a good one. So we are going to do a split sweatshirt Halloween design. I wanted orange and black, but the brands did not match. And whenever you're splitting a sweatshirt, the brands need to match so that everything can equal out and line up when you go to sew the two sides together. The sweatshirts that I am using are from Lane 7, and the materials that I am using, this will be an applique design. It is a Halloween design, so the slogan is going to say Feeling Witchy. I wanted to use a different slogan. I actually wanted to use Witch Please, but I don't know, it's a little risky. It's a word play on, the other word. So I don't even use profanity in my real life, so I kind of didn't do that one, even though I wanted to. So we are doing a Feeling Witchy. The way that I cut, I measure, I don't just eyeball. Let's get started cutting so that we can sew, we can hoop, and then we can take it to the machine for embroidery. All right, let's sit my applique and my stabilizer to the side. Let's open up this sweatshirt. We are going to take off the labels, and I'm going to just do a quick check just to make sure they are the same length. All right, so everything is all good. So I am going to grab chalk and a quilting ruler. I'm going to measure in 3 places. So that 20, I'm just going to take it and mark it right here for the center point. And then I'm going to go armpit to armpit, and it's measuring 22. So half of that is 11. So I'm just gonna make a mark right here for 11. And now I'm gonna go shoulder blade. Actually, I'm right under the collar, and this is 18 and a half. So 9 and 9 is 18. So 9 and a quarter would be the center point. So that's all I'm doing. It really doesn't need to be perfect, if I'm being honest. Ooh, my ring just snagged some of the material. So center point, something is not accurate right here. So let me do this one again. It's a little hard down here because it kind of bunches up. So the 10, so we're going to use this. Now it's perfect. Just going to make a mark. I am going to get my fabric scissors, smooth everything out one more time, and I'm just going to start cutting. Okay, let's move this to the side and let's grab the other one. So this shirt, like in the waist, isn't as scrunchy as the other one was. So I hope that does not come back to bite me. So this right here is about 18. So I'm gonna do 9. I'm making a mark right here in the middle at 9. I'm gonna go right here a little bit under the armpits. I am going to make a mark at the 10, and I'm gonna go right under the collar. So it's 18. So 9 would be the center point. And then I'm just gonna bring that right on up. Now I'm gonna draw my line and cut. I'm so excited for this design that we are doing. It gets kind of thick right over this portion right here. I'm going to keep this side, and I'm going to grab the right side. All right, so what I'm going to do is pin this together, because honestly, I'm not a sewer, even though you guys see me on here sewing all the time. If I don't pin these and then I go to flip them inside out, because we're going to need to sew it right sides together, I'm going to get all confused. This just keeps down the confusion if I pin everything together. This is just for purposes of holding the shirt together so that I don't get confused. So I'm just going to do 3 on the front and 3 on the back. We're not going to leave these pins in while we're sewing. All right, let's flip this inside out. Okay, so I do have a serger right above me, but I'm really not the best with it. I have all intentions of serging and sewing and making all the things, but because I have intentions does not exactly mean that I have the times. I haven't practiced enough to feel comfortable using the serger. I've used it a few times, but it was so long ago. It was back when I was doing bows. So I'm just going to use my regular sewing machine. It's not even a sewing machine. It's my SE 1900 embroidery machine. It's the combo unit. Yeah, it'll get the job done. I'm just going to use a straight stitch. However, something industrial obviously will work better. The first thing I'm going to do is match up the thicker seams, and I'm just going to put a pin in those. For me, the most important thing is having the seams match up, especially the top seam. Now the bottom one, you can just tuck that in your pants or something. All right, so now we are going to start pinning. I am just going to stick the pins in like that. And this is pretty easy to sew. I actually think it's longer to pin than the actual sewing. I've never been like the hugest fan of split sweatshirts just because of the extra work you gotta do. If you have an industrial machine, you can go pretty fast and it's not that much extra work. All right, so this is about how much I space them apart. And now it's time to do the other side, and then we can sew this together, get it hooped, and onto the embroidery machine. So while I'm pinning this, my community is open. Yeah, my community is called Embroidery Mastery. It will be linked below, but it is a community for stitchers. It's just for like-minded individuals. It's been, at least for me, my experience, it was kind of hard to find support when I really needed it. So my goal is to be that support person to help you whenever you may need help. But we will be meeting 2 times a month. So I'll go live twice a month. I will have a calendar of the days. We will have live demonstrations. We will have stitch challenges. I will be giving out free digitized designs sometimes. There will be pre-recorded videos, like I'm building up my library now of pre-recorded videos. They will help beginners and intermediate embroiderers as well. And the best part about this community is that if you sign up now, the first 50 members will lock in their price at only $25 a month for a lifetime. There will come a point where the price will go up. The founding members, the first 50 people to join, you guys, your price will never go up. It will always be the same because you will help me shape this community. You will give me feedback. You will be considered one of the founding members and, you know, get special treatment because of that. Again, the Embroidery Mastery community is open and it is linked below. So let's take this over to the sewing machine. My stitch length is 2.5 millimeters. I'm using a straight stitch and my tension is set to 4 millimeters. I'm sorry, my tension is set to 4. So it is a little hard to go over the band around the neck and the band around the waist. What I'm most concerned about is matching up the bands. So as long as that matches up, I'm pretty good with it, especially around the neck area. The seam allowance is about 1/4 of it, a little under 1/2 of an inch, but bigger than 1/4. So I'm gonna let a few stitches go. Now I'm gonna back stitch, taking my time, especially over this band. And remember, your goal is to keep everything lined up. Taking out the pins as we go. I'm using a 90-14 needle. The combination of 2 sweatshirts is pretty thick, so that's why I'm using a 90-14 needle. So I'm gonna do a quick stitch check. So everything is looking good. This little embroidery machine sews pretty good. So I have a SE 1900. This model I believe is discontinued. So if you guys are looking to get a reliable machine that sews and embroiders, get the SE 2000 because this sewing, it comes in handy, especially with my other machine being down. I don't know if a zigzag stitch would have worked better, but I'm not that fancy. All right, it looks great. All right, so now let's flip it around and do the other side. It's a little bit harder to go over this thicker area, so I just take my time. It's really thick, so my machine starts making noises. And cut. Now I hope this part, oh, it actually, it didn't mess up, yay. All right, let's go flip this over. I'm really excited. Here's the reveal. Super excited. Cute. If you have a serger, that will kind of serge all of that chunk, but you won't be able to see it because it'll be on the back of the neck. But everything lined up nicely. All right, let's get this shirt hooped. All right, we are using the 11 by 13 Mighty Hoop. I am using a piece of 3-ounce cutaway stabilizer, and this is the soft version. So I am working on another course at the moment. I already have single needle mastery, and multi-needle mastery has been the most requested course. So I am currently working on it. In multi-needle mastery, one of the things that I touch on is stabilizers. And I kind of go into detail why I use what stabilizer with what fabric. So be on the lookout for that course within the next 2 weeks or so. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It takes a lot to make a course. So between the course and the community, I have been extremely busy. You can use my name Tanish for free shipping with Mighty Hoop. And this is how it's looking. Let's head over to the software and then the machine. For this design, I did use one of the stock college fonts that was in the Embrilliance library. Right now, I am playing around with sizing, and I am playing around with the shape of the letters. I knew that I did not want the block letters super thick because these are going to be satin stitches, so I did not want anything to overlap. After I get my spacing together and everything is in the right place, I make a copy of my work so that I can inflate one of the copies to get the double applique look. Next, I start working on flattening out the objects so that I can get one big union, which will give me that one larger block that you guys will see a little bit later on. From this point on, I am pretty much making my copies. I am tying at the ends, I am putting in my color stops, and I am adding my stitch type, which is basically double applique. Anyhow, if you need more detailed instruction on digitizing within Embrilliance, I do have a digitizing course called Stitch by Stitch that is open for enrollment. That course is linked below. All right, let's make sure we have a full bobbin. This is a double applique design, and both of the double applique parts have satin stitches. So this design is going to take about 45 or 50 minutes to stitch. I am not looking forward to that. The only thing I worry about is the seam. I don't know if I should have ironed it flat, you know, because I didn't. So we'll see. I probably, if you guys are going to do this, I would say iron the seam flat before you put it on the machine. The first thing is the placement stitch. All right, so we are using this glitter HTV from Aviva Wholesale. I'm gonna hit the back with a little bit of 505 spray. My box is down here. I use a 505 spray because sometimes the fabric with these Melcos have the tendency to shift. I just usually use a little bit, just enough to stop any potential movement. Ooh, I am worried about this seam, but we shall see. You guys see how it moved a little bit? I'm gonna go get my stick. So I did do a double run stitch for the tack down stitch. So everything is reinforced. The satin stitch outline for the witchy has finished stitching. So what we are going to do, we are going to heat press HTV down, and it has already put down the placement stitch for the second portion of the double applique. So what you want to do, or at least this is what I do, I like to press the HTV down before I put it back onto the machine. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of pressure, and you only need only about 20 seconds. Okay, that should be good. I'm gonna get my little weight. I'm just gonna make sure that this glitter HTV is firmly adhered to the sweatshirt. It looks perfect. So we are going to take it back to the machine. Here is our fabric. It's just like little vines with spiders on it. Okay, a little bit of adhesive got on the actual fabric. All right, this took 51 minutes to embroider. Here is the final stitch out. I love it, love it, love it. The only thing, I was supposed to put this lighter color on this side because this right here is black thread against a gray sweatshirt. So I was feeling a little upset and bothered, but it still looks good. It actually looks really great. So let's clean this up and put this on my little mannequin so you guys can see how it really looks. Start by taking off the solvie. I will probably have to wet this to get it out of, get the solvie out of the spider web. Here is the final stitch out, and I love it so much. The only thing different that I would have done was reverse these two colors, because you have the black hat and the black spider web and spider against the charcoal gray. So that's the only thing I would do. I just would reverse the colors. But otherwise, this is so perfect. I love it so much. Let me know if you guys are going to try something like this or add a split sweatshirt design to your shop. Now, I've always been against making these, but they are so easy to make, and you can make them on your sewing machine. You don't have to use a serger. Now, the serger does give it a more professional look, because the back, you can kind of see this little bulge right here, and you don't want that showing if you're going to be selling it to a customer. But just making for myself or my kids or family members, this is absolutely perfect. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the love and all the support that you guys have been giving me. Do not forget to check the description box below for all of my links, the links to my courses, the links to the embroidery mastery community, as well as any other additional information you guys may need. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you find my videos helpful. Again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.